In this video, I'm going to talk about Lab 3 exercise 13 and 14 in CIS30A. In exercise 13, you're asked to create a module that calculate tax from subtotal, which is 7.75%, and display tax amount, calculate shipping costs, which is 5% of the subtotal cost, and display the shipping costs. Calculate the grand total with tax, displaying the grand total. Calculate open and write the product choice, discount, subtotal, tax, and grand total in receipt.txt. And then close the file and display thank you for shopping with us. So this module is designed to be used with a lot of different type of retail. So you can repeatedly use the module for other purposes. So for 13, we are to create the module. Then 14, we would write the program to import in the module. So Best Electronics sells laptop, gaming desktop, TV, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch. The program should prompt the customer to enter their choice of product, then store the choice and add the price to subtotal. Then ask the user want to select another product. If the customer selects another product, then add to the subtotal. If the customer does not select the next product, then proceed to the next step. And then lastly, use the functionality of the module that was created in exercise 13 to display customer order and output receipt file. So to start, what we need to do is start with exercise 13. So in this one, what I need to focus on is what it's asking for. Tax calculation, shipping calculation, open file and store the information onto receipt, and display the information that was stored. So first, I'm going to go ahead and create an object to open receipt.txt, and we're going to write to that. Then next, we need to declare our tax variable, which holds 0.075, which is 7.75%. Next, we would have a function to determine the total from tax and shipping. And from there, we would have a subtotal, and the total is really determined from the customer list of selection of products. From there, we would determine the subtotal, and we initialize that at 0. To calculate the running sum, which is the subtotal, we would have a for loop. For I in customer list, we want to have subtotal is subtotal plus I starting at index 1. So we're going to print the customer list, and simply here we would format so it would show the 2 decimal point in the format. For the shipping, we know that it's going to be subtotal times 5%, so times 0.05. We're going to show the shipping costs. For the tax, we have T amount. That's going to be tax times subtotal, and we wanted to display our tax. So our total would be subtotal plus tax amount plus shipping, and print out our total value. Then after we have all those operations for tax, shipping, and total, we would then call on the next function, which is receipt. And in the parameter, that would include the customer list, subtotal, total, and shipping. In the receipt function, we wanted to incorporate all of these variables in our receipt. And you don't have to make it this way. I just want to make sure that it's lined up nicely. So also we indented F out because this is part of the function. So first, we're going to go ahead and write at the top receipt. Next, we're going to write item and price to keep it in columns. And this is just the dashes after that, so it looked nice and neat. Then we would have a for loop. It's going to iterate through the customer list. That's going to be their choices. And it's going to write each of the item and the amount to the receipt file. Then we are going to write out our subtotal, our shipping, our tax, and our total. And we are going to format all of that with the output for the string. After we write everything to the file, we're going to close the file and we're going to print to confirm that the receipt has been printed. So that is what we would need to do to be able to write the customer order out of the receipt. Next, we are going to write the program to import in this module and to use this module. So we would then, since I name my module L3 Ex13, I would then import that same module. Now here is a dictionary, and in this dictionary I have key value 1. That's going to be my laptop, and its price is $299.99. Key value 2, key 2, my value is gaming PC, and here is its price. Item 3, key 3, and the values for that key, and so forth. So I use a dictionary that allows me to have the description of the item and its price. Then I'm going to go ahead and print it. Since it's a dictionary, think of it like a multi-dimensional list. We would use a for loop, so I would put for kv in db.items because we wanted to access the values in each of the key. We would print and we would format. So remember that we need to see it as multidimensional. So we need to access based on the index, what list is it and what item it is. So since we have two values for the dictionary here, description and the price, we want to indicate that here. Then we also have a customer list where their choice is going to be stored in this dynamic list. It's going to be the empty list first, and it's going to store in as they select the choices from our dictionary. And it's going to ask them to keep choosing or not. If it's yes, then it's going to keep appending to the list. So here I have a while loop, and with my while loop, I wanted to say that while keep choosing is equal to y, the choice is going to be parsed into integer. It's going to ask the user what is your choice. So the choice is going to be stored. if the choice in the dictionary, the keys for the dictionary, then we are going to append that to the customer list. So I can choose laptop, then gaming PC, then TV. I can have multiple selection of the items, and it will continue to add that to the list as long as I select yes and continue to select the item from the dictionary. Otherwise, it's going to print invalid choice if I don't have it within the dictionary. So if I select option 6, it should say invalid choice. And for keep choosing, it's going to ask me to input keep choosing yes or no. And we can make it is upper, so even if they key in the lowercase, it will convert that to uppercase to check for us here. And lastly, we would then call on total, which came from our module here. So then, since it's coming from L3 Ex13 module, we want to include that first. We use the dot operator, total, and then we pass customer list. So first, let's run the module. Then what we would see is then we would need to run the program, which is number 14. So here it asks me, what is your choice? It tells me the dictionary. Let me move this up so you can see. So my choice is laptop, gaming PC. So let's say we pick a laptop. If I wanted to keep choosing, we're going to go ahead and click yes. My second choice, let's say we select option 3 for the TV. We're going to go ahead and continue yes. And we're going to buy a Nintendo Switch, which is option 5. And we're going to go yes again. Let's say we pick a wrong choice. Number 7, it tells me invalid choice. Keep choosing yes or no. We're going to go ahead and click yes. We're going to buy an Xbox. And now we're finished. So it tells me that I have laptop, TV, Nintendo Switch, and the Xbox as selected. My subtotal is $1,049.96. My shipping is $52.50. My tax is $81.37. And my total is $11.83.83. And it tells me my receipt has been printed. So if I go to receipt file, it should tell me my item, the price, and here's subtotal, shipping, tax, and grand total. And thank you for shopping with us. So as you can see, we started with the module, and in the module we would write to receipt file, receipt.txt file. We calculate the tax, the shipping. We then add the shipping and the tax with the subtotal based on the user selection. And then we have that stored right to the receipt file. Then we would create the program and based on exercise 14 to use the module, to import in the module and use it. And in this program, we have to define a dictionary we have to create a customer list in which is empty so they can add in the choices from the dictionary that we built. So here that allows us to access it, and then we have to keep looping so the user can choose multiple items. And also we check for validations based on the dictionary key. Then we invoke the total function by using the module and the parameter, which is customer list, that comes from this main program. So as you can see, the program output, and it runs as desired. It allows the user to choose multiple items. It shows dictionary items, and it shows if the receipt has been printed. And we check the receipt. Everything is the same as the program itself, the output. So this concludes my video for exercise 13, which is the module, and exercise 14, which is the program that imports and utilizes the module.